Hi everyone, welcome to I think we're on 19 of our FCHS Fitness Challenge. Don't quote me on that, all the days are starting to run together, but we're about midway through week 3, that I know. So we're gonna do some nice upper body stretching today. We've been doing a lot of work on our upper body this week, so we'll just take some time to mobilize some joints and stretch them out. So a little low key today, but it'll feel nice, I promise. So the only equipment you need today is like a nice comfy carpet or an exercise mat, because we will be on the floor. And then I also have a stretching strap, but any sort of thing that you can hold in your hands, a belt will work, PVC pipe, even a resistance band, anything like that will do. We're just gonna use it for a few exercises. If you don't have anything like that, that's fine too. You can just follow along without it. It just creates a little extra tension that gives you something to work against when we do these stretches. So we're gonna start first with our neck, okay? We're gonna work from the head down here. So we're just gonna we did these in our neck and shoulders video a couple weeks ago, but we're just going to look towards one side, and then we're gonna look towards the other. So we'll get some motion in that neck before we try to stretch it out. So you might be a little tight on the first few ones, especially if you're doing this in the morning, still waking up. Maybe you were driving into work and the traffic was stressful. I'm just going to do one more to each side. And then I'm going to bring my this is my left ear to my left shoulder. Okay. If you want a little extra, you can bring that head a little closer with your hand. And you can also put this hand behind your back, like this. And you might get a little bit of a deeper stretch throughout that. If that's painful, take this arm away. If you're really tight right here, sometimes that can be a bit intense. That's why we tried to move that neck a little bit before we tried this. I'll just hold it here. So whatever feels good. You can hold your stretches up to a minute per side before taking a break. But for this video, we'll come up now, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. So I'm gonna first bring my right ear to my right shoulder. I'm just gonna see how that feels. And then I'm going to bring the ear a little closer. I'm going to try to put this hand so the palm will be facing my back wall. And get a little bit of a deeper stretch throughout that neck. And you add this back arm, you should be able to feel it all the way up. Unless you have a very flexible neck, in which case you might not. You might be laughing at me. So nice deep stretch there, all those muscles that contribute to those headaches we get with stress, or just making us feel like we slept wrong. Sometimes we just need to loosen them up a little bit. Then we'll bring that head back up. And let's just, for the sake of it, do a couple more head tilts here, or head nods, and see if you can get a little further now that we've stretched and kind of mobilized in there. I know I definitely feel better on this side. My right side is a work in progress. You tend to have that. You tend to have the troublesome sides. Let's go one more time to the left here. And then we're going to use our stretching strap for this next one. So we're going to kind of mobilize those shoulders and open the chest a little bit. So I use my strap and I widen my hands so that this is tight. So if you're using a belt or a pipe, I like the little PVC pipes because they're nice and they fit real well and they don't bend. You don't have to hold them tight. But if you have a belt or a strap, just make sure that it's nice and tight like this so that they're not, if it's loose, it's going to be harder to do the motion. So nice and tight. We're going to start with the arms down. And we're going to just first raise this up like we do with our Ys, okay? So this is going to kind of force our hands into that better position. You should feel a nice rotation throughout that shoulder joint. We'll feel that chest open a little bit. Go nice and slow. And if this feels good, it might depend. Everyone's different. So if you can't get all the way up, that's okay. Maybe your range of motion is just to here today. That's all right. That's why we work on mobility. Right? If you're getting up to your head in that overhead position and it feels comfortable, you can add a little extra. So when you come up, you're going to bring the strap down behind you. The arms will come like this. They'll bend at the sides. And you'll push that strap back up and reverse it. So when we bring the strap over our head and behind us, you'll probably feel those shoulder blades tighten up. You'll feel that chest kind of push out, and you'll get that nice deep stretch there. So we're gonna go for 5 of these. That was a little fast. I should have did that slower. Yeah, you really want to do these exercises slow, because if we go too fast and we're kind of challenging that range of motion, that's when the injuries can happen. So just take it real slow, be really keyed into your body, see how it feels. Don't push too far. We just want to challenge. We want to challenge the flexibility, not override it. Okay, so we're going to come back up one more time. We'll bring those arms down, and I'm just gonna put the strap to the side, and I'm just gonna do a nice shoulder stretch here. So arm across the body, I'm gonna hug it in. Feel a nice stretch throughout here. And maybe you can go a little deeper than normal. I know I'm a lot closer to my chest today after doing those exercises than I am when I just do this cold, for lack of better words. We'll hold for a few more seconds, and then we'll switch. All right, and then let's just bring these arms up and over, clasp the fingers, push the palms up towards the ceiling. Nice stretch throughout the upper body. And we're going to grab our strap again. We're going to have that same starting position, so the palms will be a little bit past the hips here. We're going to come up into that Y, and we're going to bend from side to side. Nice stretch throughout the sides. So we've done this stretch with our hands clasped. We're just adding a little bit of this rotation now. So we'll stretch the other way. And then nice and slow, we'll do this for a few rounds. Kind of get all of those obliques and our side muscles. I always feel this one in my hip too. Kind of getting everything going. Loosen up that spine a little bit. All right, we're gonna go one more to the right, one more to the left. And you can put your strap or strap apparatus thing, whatever you're using, down. We're done with it today. We're gonna come down to the floor, and we're gonna start in a tabletop position. But we're gonna be a little bit funky with it. So usually with our tabletop, we have the palms or the hands directly underneath the shoulders like this. So the fingers are facing away from you. And what I want you to do is first get in that tabletop position, get comfortable there, get that core nice and strong. And then you're gonna flip the hands so that the fingers are facing your knees. If this is really intense for your wrists, then you're gonna stop and you're just gonna do your gentler version of this stretch without your body weight on top of your stretch, okay? So this is another option. When we get to our mobility, you can just flip the hands up and down. If this version feels good, you're okay like this. You should feel a nice opening in that bicep, so this arm, upper arm right here. Okay, nice stretch throughout there. And then very, very slowly, and do very small movements at first, you're gonna kind of rock forward just a little bit. You can see, even in this video, it doesn't look like I'm moving very far, but warm that up, and then you can kind of rock back, and you'll feel a nice deep stretch throughout that entire arm. Maybe even up to the shoulder. And if this is comfortable, if it's not too painful anywhere, the wrists are doing okay, your shoulders are okay, you can start to make this a larger movement, but stay nice and controlled throughout. So you want to really feel primarily your arms. The biceps and the forearms should be getting the majority of this. If you're feeling a lot of work in the shoulders, you're probably going too far. So if I go this far up, I can feel my elbows lock and my shoulders are taking too much of the work and I'm not getting what I'm looking for. Okay, I'm trying to open up those muscles in the arms. So nice, slow, deliberate movements. I'll just do a few more here. And we'll come back up to kneeling position. And let's just shake out those wrists. So let's just do some wrist circles. Okay, go the other direction. And just weave them out. Flip them up and down. Whatever feels good. All right, just let them shake out a little bit. All right, we're gonna go right back into that tabletop. So make sure that your wrists have recovered, but we're gonna do it the normal way. So we're gonna go into our tabletop. The fingers will face away from you. And we're gonna go into a cat and cow. So I'm gonna move here so you guys can see this a little bit better. All right, so you want the hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. And we're going to come up into our cow. So we're gonna kind of have that nice little back bend. We're gonna look up towards the ceiling. And then we're going to go into our cat. So we'll arc the back, draw in the stomach, and you'll be looking towards your thighs. And we're just gonna move through that a few times. You can time your breath to it. Go at your own pace, whatever feels good, but still keep that slow and controlled type of motion. All right, and this helps us really mobilize that whole spine. All right, do one more full cycle of that. So one more cat, one more cow, and then you're gonna really plant that left hand down. We're gonna bring that right arm up towards the ceiling. Get a little rotation throughout that spine. Open the chest a little bit. And then if you want an added bonus for the back of those shoulders, when you come back down, you can thread this arm underneath and lay your ear down towards the floor. Okay. I always feel that right here. If you're looking at the video, that back of the shoulder blade. Right, and then just very slowly come on up. We're going to switch sides here. Okay. So now we're going to bring that left arm up towards the ceiling. Open that chest, rotate that spine. And if that feels good, take this left arm, thread it underneath the right, and you can lay down on that ear. And we'll come up nice and slow again. And we're just gonna do a few variations of our child's pose here. So there's two options to kind of get set up. You can either keep the knees close together. I usually splay mine out a little bit to get a little bit deeper in the hips. It's up to you, whatever you're comfortable with. Both versions will stretch you efficiently, I promise. So we're gonna set up and then we're just gonna fold forward. The hands for the first little bit here, they're just gonna be straight ahead, right above your head. Fingers pointing towards or away from you. Fingers will point away from you. Feel a nice stretch throughout the upper back. Probably in your lower back too. And then we're going to walk these hands, both hands towards the left side. You'll get a nice stretch throughout that side of your body. Probably feel that in the hip too, especially if you have the wider stance. And then we're going to walk the hands to the right side. Okay. Nice stretch throughout that left side. And then just walk them forward again so that we're back in that starting position. And if you want a little added bonus for your upper body, you can take the hands and bring them behind you with the palms facing up towards the ceiling. You might feel a little more in that upper back. May have to also, if you have your knees widened, bring them in for this one, just to get a slightly deeper stretch. And then bring those hands next to you, slowly push yourself up. You are done. Hopefully you're feeling a little bit looser, a little less stressed, a little less tense now that we've kind of mobilized and stretched out those upper body muscles. So that was our challenge for today. Nice low-key version for all that hard work you've been doing this week. We'll be back tomorrow with a nice lower body workout, so stay tuned for that. Bye.